What's up guys, DwkVideos. If you are new to my channel, I make military content, put it on the internet for you to enjoy. If you want my social media links like my Instagram, my Snapchat, other things are in the description down below. Before we jump into the main topic, I highly recommend considering subscribing. We have tons of content. Something will be right for you, and if I can end up in your inbox someday, it'd mean the world to me. Alright guys, should you still join the Navy in 2020? Now, I know this is a hot topic for people because they're halting. There's a DoD travel ban. Department of Defense actually came out with something until May 11th as a tentative date. I actually got stuck in California because of this. I'm supposed to PCS to a completely other state pretty much halfway across the country. Some programs and schoolings are being canceled and not pushed through. So, should you still join? And don't let this information distract you from the fact that in the most recent Haikyuu chapter, Hinata and Oikawa are now currently on the same team overseas playing beach volleyball. Anyway, I'm gonna try to give my most unbiased opinion, and that's it guys. It's just an opinion. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to watch this video. By all means, if you don't want to join the military, don't join the military. I don't get anything from you joining the military. I'm just sharing my experience with you that has been positive, and some of my friends have had negative experiences, so the military is not for everyone. However, I do think statistically it's a good option for most. With our economy crashing right now, if you guys, don't invest any stocks or anything like that, just hop up on Yahoo Finances and just see how the stock market's doing with this happening, man. People are being laid off because businesses can't afford to keep them on. Also, with this whole virus outbreak, some people are legally mandated to shut down. With not a lot of people coming into their business, they can't really justify having a lot of employees for long periods of time. Therefore, people don't have work. In the military, you're gonna get that paycheck regardless. The paycheck comes from the American tax. No matter what, you are getting it on the 1st and 15th, and if you have Navy Federal or USAA, they pay you a little bit earlier because they're military banks and they know you're getting paid regardless, so they front you the money. It is extremely hard to get laid off or kicked out of the military. We have this thing called higher tenure, right? Which essentially means, in civilian terms, higher tenure exists outside the military, obviously, but higher tenure means you've been a certain rank for too long, you haven't picked up rank, so we're gonna kick you out. But if we higher tenure you, you're actually leaving with tens of thousands of dollars normally. So it's very hard to get kicked out, and if we do kick you out, as long as you were doing what you're supposed to, you're not, a bad person, you're gonna leave with a lot of money in hand, along with all your benefits like the GI Bill, which you can use to go to schools out in town and then still receive a stipend paycheck every month for day-to-day living. Military covers healthcare, dental, all that good stuff. You get an allowance for housing, allowance, BAS, which is basic allowance for subsistence, which is food. There's all sorts of special allotment pays you can get. I can say comparatively to my friends that graduated high school with me, on a non-degree level, I believe I'm making the most, especially when you go on deployment, because then you have combat and hazard duty pay, which aren't taxable. I don't have a state tax because Illinois doesn't state tax military. And yeah, I mean, you move out when you're 18, so you start off the gate already doing better than a lot of your peers. I would say, in my honest opinion, 2020 would be the time to join. In fact, if you're planning on joining, I would say the earliest you can join is the best time to join, because then you can start making rank. If you think to yourself, oh, I want to join the military, but I'm gonna wait 2 years, and it's not for a degree, and it's just because you want to travel or something, join the military, travel in the military, and then you can be a higher rank sooner and then be making more than your peers. For instance, my buddy Mike and I joined the military right out of high school. We were both on the high school wrestling team together. The season just ended, and we went to a recruiter's office where we signed paperwork and pretty much shipped right after our high school graduation. Within 3 years, we were both, 3.5 years, we were both E5s, right? So then our buddies, our peer groups, who were like, oh wow, they're making a decent amount of money in the Navy, I'm gonna join the Navy too. So we're all 22-year-olds, whatever. And now these guys are E1, E2, and we're E5s because we rode the curve and got in early. So now we're the same age, but the pay difference is significant. If you guys want to type in DFAST pay chart, that's what the military gets paid, but it does not include your allotments that you're gonna get. So you're gonna think, hey, that's not a lot, but then you start factoring in housing allowance, uniform allowance, TDYs that you get like abundance of per diem for. When I was in Hawaii, I ended up making like $1,000 based off per diem, because they give you like a basic day-to-day living expender, and if you are very frugal with it, you can pretty much pocket it if you're smart about managing your money, right? Healthcare, dental, I mentioned all these. Comparatively, you're gonna make a lot. We also have this thing called the Officer Commissioning Program, to where if you don't have a degree yet, you guys can pretty much get a degree through the military or work on a degree through the military and then commission straight over into the officer Corps, which means you don't necessarily have to go to college right after high school. You can go to college while you're in and then simultaneously get paid, get the benefits, and then still end up as an officer if that's one of your goals. I know a lot of people want to travel the world and they all get these wonderless cursive tattoos on the inside of their bicep. I've seen more countries than a lot of people, I would say. I've got paid to go to a lot of countries compared to a lot of people. For instance, like the first country the military sent me to, it was a quote, SP MACTAF, more of a training deployment, training exercise, where they pretty much put me in a 5-star hotel where I got 5-star meals for about like a month and a half in UAE, United Arab Emirates, where a good portion of that time was spent in Fujairah and Dubai. And Dubai is literally, the cops drive Ferraris, to give you like an instance. So if you want to travel the world while getting paid, I think this is the occupation for you. Hearing those words come out of my mouth makes me think I'm saying propaganda. I always get comments like saying like I'm sort of like trying to like make people join the military. By all means, man, do what you want. I have non-military videos on this channel too if you want to watch those. If you're looking to do a trade, which is a very smart thing to do in our current economy, instead of investing a lot of money to get a bachelor's degree in something that probably won't land you a job anyway, a lot of people are doing skills in trades, which are landing them like, you know, construction, electrician, those sorts of jobs. The military can actually put you through those apprenticeship pipelines while you're in. Navy, for instance, has this thing called Seabees. We build, we fight. That's like their motto, right? Bruno! You can get paid to go through that entire training pipeline, still get your GI Bill benefits if you want to get an additional bachelor's degree over that, or a master's degree. One of my buddies has his master's degree since being in as a corpsman, and do it collectively instead of just doing one thing at a time. Me being a hospital corpsman, I was able to, my first year of being a hospital corpsman and or medic, right, in the Navy, my credentials for my schooling, all I had to do was submit paperwork, get a letter of recommendation from a public health officer, or really any medical corps officer. I worked in preventive medicine at the time, so I had just had the environmental health officer sign off on it, that I could fulfill the duties of a phlebotomist and medical assistant. That is a $10,000 to $15,000 schooling on the outside. I filed the paperwork, paid $60 to file the paperwork. I got accredited nationally, within the same month for my military training. If you're looking at doing public like service jobs, like being a policeman, a fireman, something along those lines, prior military service kills on resume. If you have a veteran that owns your organization or something that they take pride in, specifically if you want to do like something like VA. If you want to work for the VA, it is almost exclusive veterans working there. I worked at the VA as a corpsman. It was an integrative DoD VA type thing, right? Every coworker, civilian that worked there was all prior military, and on their badges it says their name, their access card, and then it said what branch they used to be in, right? Job security not only in, but once you're out. There's VA housing loans, there's special like trips and like prizes you can win at different like organizations just for being in the military. For instance, sporting games, for some reason, they love this. They love to get dudes in uniform from the local base to do the flag unfolding. Is it more significant? Sure, you could argue that there's actual military people doing the flag unfolding. However, if you volunteer to do the flag unfolding, you do the flag unfolding before the game and you end up on TV, which is cool in itself. But then you get free tickets to go out in the stands, like the Holiday Bowl, the college Holiday Bowl, right? If you guys go way back on my Instagram, you see me doing one of these poses in my dress blues, you know, holding a flag. 10 minutes of work, which really wasn't work because it was cool as hell being on the middle of the field with, you know, all the professional sports cameras going away. And then I got free tickets to the Holiday Bowl. Dudes were buying me beers just from wearing a uniform. Dudes I walked by, didn't know them, bought me beers. What? So, in conclusion, do I think you should join the military in 2020? I think you should join the military in 2020 if you don't have a better option already lined up, thought out properly, and you're already executing your first couple steps. If you're just sitting at home waiting for something to happen, I highly, highly recommend just jump into the military, see what happens. Even if you don't like it, you only owe them like 3 to 4 years if you sign a small contract, 6 years if you really want to dive in, and then you can go do what you want. All at the same time, you're going to be saving lots and lots of money. If you guys like the video, please leave a like, share with your friends. There's a little share button down below. You can text it to them, put it on your Facebook, whatever. I'll see you guys in the next one.